Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my This or That Thursday. This is Karen Kong. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And this is This or That Thursday. It's the first one of the year. Every week I try to post 2 cards in my group and I ask my crafting community to choose a card for me to make live on Thursday. And this is the card we're making today. I need to just set up my computer, so just give me a moment while I get the screen up so I can see your comments while we're crafting. Please say hi if you're joining live or on the replay. I love to see your comments and it's always nice to have somebody to chat with. Just a moment. Good morning, Sandra. Thanks for joining me. Okay, I'm just getting my screen ready. Whoops, I minimized it by accident. Just a second. Go. No. It's been a few weeks and now it's like I've forgotten how to do everything. Okay, I've got the video up. Okay, we're ready to go. So let me switch you over to my desktop so you can see what I'm doing, and I'll show you all the products that I used for my card. So just close your eyes while I mount my camera. Let's hope it's all, whoops, forgot to change the view. There we go. There's my messy desktop. Whoops, too far in. There we go. I think that's probably good. All right. So here's my card. I cased it from Jaimie Brooksy. She made a similar card where she used up a bunch of scraps, and I figured that at this time of year everybody has scraps of paper they need to use up, so this was an inspiration for me to use up the scraps that I've been creating. So the paper is from the Sale-a-bration freebie. Just a second. What's it called? Most Adored Specialty Designer Series paper. So it's the one with like all the gold foil in it. It's really pretty. I don't know if you, did I show this to you guys yet? I don't remember. I probably have not. I haven't had time to do a lot of lives, so let me just quickly pull it out and show you. Whoops. Oh yeah, and see, there's all my scraps. I keep them all in the container, in the bag, so that I know where to find them. Okay, so there's obviously, these are the scraps from the sheet that had like flowers and hearts on it. This is, oh, and the other side is like this marbled pink flamingo. I think it's Flirty Flamingo. And this is not a tartan pattern, I guess. I don't know. I'm at loss for words this morning. And then a hearts pattern on the back. Gold pattern with a heart pattern again. Let me just put these little pieces over to the side. Oh, I think I need that one. And then this one, I really want to use this sheet. I just haven't figured out how exactly I want to use it because it's so pretty. And it's like a heavier load of hearts at the bottom and then lighter sprinkling up top. So I feel like I need to cut this in half and use it that way somehow, but I'm not sure yet how. Another floral pattern, which is, it's a larger flower, and on the back is a bold red with white hearts. This one is gorgeous. It's a gold marbled pattern, and again, I want to do something really fun with this, but I just haven't decided yet what. I like the back too, but it's almost like I don't want to use the back because the front is so pretty. Oh, this is the full sheet. I think these ones are all the same now. Yeah, okay, so I think I've shown you all the different patterns. So yeah, it's a beautiful set of paper, and I haven't finished making stuff with it, but I've certainly used a bunch of it. So yes, that's where the paper comes from. Let me just put it back in this envelope. Oh, Sandra, you didn't know it was 12 by 12? Yeah, it is. Big, huge sheets. It's beautiful. All right. So yeah, so I took scraps and I left out some pieces here because I knew I was going to need these scraps for cutting. And you just basically, you know, adhere all, I cut out rectangles. So if you don't have a die cutter, you can just cut rectangles, measure them out, cut them out from your scraps. And that works well too, but it's easy for me to use a die to die cut from each of my scraps to get the same size. And you don't even have to have a full-size one because look at all these little pieces on the side that, you know, are only partial pieces. And then I added the Fluffiest Beaver. So he's really cute, and I thought it was a fun card to make. So let's get started. Oh, okay, so I'll show you everything I used. Those are the Fluffiest Friends. And I found a sentiment from the Thanks a Bunch Sale-a-bration set. Do you remember this one from last year? I know Sandra and I definitely remember this one because we always wondered what we would use with the sentiment. Everything's coming up carrots. I just cannot figure out where to use that, but I liked There's No One Quite Like You. So that's the one that I used, and I used the Love You inside. I'll just show you. Sandra, you said you were asking about the shades of red. It's Real Red and Flirty Flamingo. Okay, so those are the colors I'm using today. And what else did I use? I used the Stylish Shapes dies, and I also pulled out my stitched rectangles, which are retired. But I know that there's a rectangle die in one of the current sets right now. Okay, so, and I used, of course, Real Red, white, and I used Crumb Cake as my base. So I think what I'm going to do first is I will cut my pieces, and I have some of them cut already, but I need to trim them. So I have those, and I need a piece of basic white for my actually, this is a thick basic white, so I'm using it for my beaver because I like using the thick basic white for lens coloring. So I'm going to use that, and Crumb Cake for the base. Okay, so let's pull out a piece. I had a moment yesterday where I cut my half piece of paper and I went to score it and I used the wrong blade. It's one of those days when it's like, oh crap. Everything's coming up carrots with the Fluffiest Bunny. Oh yeah, I could. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to mean though. I mean, like, everything's coming up carrots. I don't know. Is that good? I suppose it's good. Okay, guys, I need to just take a 20-second break to go blow my nose, and I don't want this to be recorded on screen, so I'm just going to step away for a moment so that I can blow my nose. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I didn't want to be sniffling for the whole live. Oh, Sandra's saying that she's going to avoid cutting when she gets her scoring tool, which is, yes, I guess so, eh? You won't you won't be able to do it all at once, I guess. You'll have to like switch tools, but you have more space than I do, so you can probably have them side by side. I don't think I'd have room for another tool. Okay, so, all right, so let's cut the card base. I'll bring over my trimmer. And hopefully there'll be no mistakes today. Okay, I can see my camera is on an angle and it's bugging me. that's better. Maybe I made it worse. That does not look better. It looks worse. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, so I'm gonna cut at the halfway, so 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and cut halfway at 5.5. And scoring at 4 1/4. I'm going to take that blade out of the way so I don't accidentally cut. Okay, so there's my card base. I'm just going to fold it so that takes up less room. I'm just going to get my bone folder. Okay. Nice and flat. All right, so this piece is a standard mat that I always cut. I have a bunch of these pre-cut so that I always have them ready to go. It is 4 by 5 1/4, but for this mat, okay, so all these little rectangle pieces are laid out on a white mat, and then I mount it onto a red mat so that it's like just showing around the edges. Right, so I actually need to trim this 1/8 of an inch around each side so that it will show that extra border, because I'm going to make my real red 4 1/4 by 5. Okay, so let's cut this one down. So this one's going to be 4 1/4. Sorry, not 4 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so 4. By 5 1/4. And if you're joining for the first time, I always post my measurements in, oh, this is already 5 1/4. Great. Don't have to cut that one. I always post the measurements in the video description after I'm done, so don't worry about writing it all down. I will post them later. So this one, as you can see, this is the same size. Don't make me a liar. Okay, so yes, it's the same size. I'm just going to trim off 1/8 of an inch on each side, so that I can see the real red when I mat it. That's, yeah, that'll be fine. Five and 1/8. All right. So now when I mat it, you'll be able to see just the edge, right? Okay. Okay, so before I start cutting all these little rectangles, I'm gonna actually stamp my beaver because I want to leave time for my my ink to dry before I start coloring it with the blends markers. So where's my beaver? Okay, I already mounted my beaver yesterday. And I think this is, yes, this piece of paper is big enough. Yeah, all right. So I'm just gonna ink them up. And I'm just double checking that everything has ink on it. Okay. So just straight up and down, and I'm just pressing the middle a bit because I don't want the details to be lost if I don't press firmly enough. There we go. Looks good. So I'm going to leave him to dry while we do some cutting, and then I'll color him afterwards. I'm just going to use my chamois to clean him off. Alright, so I'll put him aside. Okay, so I have a bunch of pieces left over from yesterday. And I'm just going to lay them out to see if I have enough. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need at least those pink. So I'll need to cut some, but you might want to lay out your pieces beforehand so that you know whether or not you're happy with what you have. Okay, so for sure, I think I want some of the floral designs. I don't have a whole piece because I don't want to, like, this piece is already chopped off on the side and I can see there's no stitching around there, so I'm going to need another one, or maybe I'll use this one here because the marbling is really nice. And I need like a small bit of red maybe. Oh, this is the wrong side. This is the chopped off side. It's easier when you start off with like the whole pieces. But I mean, like, all these pieces are perfect for, you know, the sides and stuff, right? So maybe if I put this. Okay, so the red one I'll put over here. So yeah, the laying out part is probably a little bit of your time that's going to be spent, you know, deciding and choosing which pieces go where. So this one, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to need more red pieces and the florals. So maybe I'll do that before I continue laying out because it's hard to do it without all the pieces available. Okay. But it's a great way to use up scraps. So I'm going to bring over my mini cut and emboss. And I'm going to get out the rectangle die that I used. Okay, so, okay, I definitely need some of this pink. So let's cut a few pieces of the pink. I'm hoping this little piece of paper is narrow enough to fit through. I think it is. Oops. I need to use a piece of sticky post-it note to hold it down while I position my plates. There we go. Okay, let's run this through. Actually, what Jaimie did was she put 2 sheets in at a time, and it seems to be fine cutting through 2, so maybe I should do that to speed things up. Okay, so there's the pink, and I need some more florals. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in like this. And oh darn, I think this is going to be, this is not wide enough that way, but too long to put through like this. So I wonder if I can fit this through on top of here. This is going to be a little bit tricky. How about like this? There we go. I'm not sure if I'm saving myself time yet. What do you think? Trying to line everything up. There we go. Let's see if it'll grab this. There we go. Oh, it's really hard when the straight edge is right under the roller. Oh, I got it through. Okay. Sorry, I'm off the paper, off the screen. There we go. Got 2. All right. And maybe some more florals. I don't think I need more than 2 of these pink ones, so let's do some more florals. And I think I'm going to angle it a little bit this time so that the dye doesn't go straight, like horizontally underneath the roller, because then it's harder to roll through. And then I'm just making sure my plates are staggered for it to be able to grip it. Go, and some more red pieces. Let's see. Oh, I want some of these marbled pieces too. So there's more marbling down at this end. I'm going to use this end, and then I'll flip it over because the other side is the red. Ooh, I cut this really close. There we go. And I'll do one more of this one. I'm just going to rip this off. So I don't know about you guys, but I was like caught up with having to do summer camp registration all of a sudden. I had no idea it was going to start so early in the year. I mean, I knew it was coming up, but I had no idea it was that early. So I had to drop everything and go through all the courses or the camps and the descriptions and think about what the heck we're doing this summer. It's like, I thought I was doing really well. I had my first card ready by end of day Monday, and I thought, great, I have all Tuesday to like do my second card. But Tuesday was then taken up with summer camp planning and summer planning. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over. Yeah, it is nerve-wracking registering for summer camps. Do you remember, like, the system seems to be better. It didn't crash last night when registration opened, well, not last night, the night before, at 9 p.m. That's when they open it here in Ottawa. And usually the system will like kick you out, or everything will just freeze or whatever. And so it went pretty smoothly. Like, I was instantly placed into a queue. Like, I was already logged in and waiting for registration to start. I couldn't put any of the items into my cart yet, so I had to wait for registration to open, and I was placed into a queue, and then I only waited about a minute or two, which was amazing. And then I was allowed to register, and I am happy to say that I got everything I wanted for her. And there was only 12 spots in the class, the camp she wanted, so there was only 4 left 10 minutes later. So I feel really lucky. But yeah, it was nerve-wracking. I was coordinating it with another mom we were trying to get both the kids in so they could go together. And we were both online and waiting. All right, I think I might have enough. Let's see. I might need some more of this. Let's just do one more of this one. Yeah, I don't know how many more years I'm going to have of registering for summer camp, but she still enjoys them. And then I don't have to, you know, listen to her complain about how boring summer is. I'll cut one more just to be safe. I think I have just enough room. There's a bit of overlap, but I think it'll be okay. Pieces to work with now. There we go. Perfect. Look how close that was. How skinny the pieces are between. Okay. Let me get these out of the way. Alright, so here's all my pieces. Now let's start laying them out on the white piece, the white mat. And I want to distribute the pink and the red and the gold pieces evenly. So I just want to have an idea so that I don't accidentally put too much red in one spot. So let me see. I'm going to save this for down here maybe. So I'm going to use my existing card as a guide perhaps, and that'll make things go a little faster. Okay. So, and did you spot my mistake? Can anybody see my mistake that I made in my original card? I noticed it after I was done. Okay. Tell me if you spot that mistake. Because if you don't spot it initially, then I will feel fine just giving it to somebody who may not, who's not going to out me. Let's put this one here instead this time. Actually, let's see. Okay, let's place this on the other side like I did the original one. You can't find the mistake? I was sure that you'd be able to spot it, Sandra, because I know you've made a similar mistake, and I thought for sure you would like catch this. Let's put this over here. And yes, one is upside down. Can you see another one? Another mistake? Let's put this one here. And here. I think I need more gold on this side, perhaps. Oh, the hearts. Yes, sorry, I missed the other one. I missed your other comment. You're right. So you caught my two, oh wait, I don't know if you, the hearts and the upside down piece, if that's the same comment, but yes, there are two pieces where the hearts are not facing the right way. Okay, I need one more piece over here. What color should it be? Red? Or pink? Maybe pink. Let me just see. I'm just looking through all my scraps to see which one has pink on it. I guess I'll just use this one then. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, is that nobody would notice unless I asked them to actually pay attention, because I only noticed it afterwards, and it happens to be right next to the beaver. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one over here, and we'll switch this one out for the hearts. Like this. I need one more piece here. That's not going to work. I don't want two red hearts side by side. maybe I should pink over here. And then I'll put a red over here. No, then I'll have that too. See, this is the hardest part. Maybe because I switched this. What to do? Oh, how about if I do this? I'll put this over here. I'm just looking at the edges here because I don't have a right side stitching on that one, so I can't use it down here. I could do this maybe. How does that look? I think that'll do. My bottom left piece of heart is upside down. Okay, I think I'm okay now. This one, that's done. Okay, so once you're done with your layout, you know, I think that was the hardest part. It's just kind of like putting together a jigsaw puzzle and trying to make it, you know, like to randomize the pieces as much as you can with what you've got. So I think that's good. So I'm going to start from the bottom and we'll work our way up. And I think this time I'll leave a little bit less room than I did last time. So I'm going to use Stamp and Seal for this. And actually for the bottom pieces, I'm actually going to put it right onto the mat because then I don't have to worry about the piece hanging off having tape on it. So then I don't want to have to cut through the sticky stuff on my beaver trimmer. So I'm just kind of approximating it because it doesn't have to be exact, right? So there's that first piece. I'm just trying to line it up with the bottom there. There we go. Try not to disturb these ones too much. Okay, so I'll do the same for this side. Whoops, let's turn that over. Make sure the hearts are the right side up. And I'm going to leave a little bit less room this time between the pieces. There we go. Alright, oh boy. Okay, let's not completely lose our pattern. Okay, so I'm going to put the middle piece on first. And then I'll arrange my pieces. So now that this one is the whole thing, I will just put my Stamp and Seal on the back of this one. And I'm going to use my tweezers. Well, I don't have my... There we go, a little bit more light. Okay. Because I want such little space in between, I just try to make sure that it's straight before I lay it down. And then this one, because it's so close to the edge, I'm just going to put seal right there. And same for this one. It's a really easy card to make. It's the only time-consuming part is just, you know, laying out the pieces, deciding the order, and then adhering them. But you know, it's pretty relaxing because it's not really hard. Okay, so there's that one, and then I'm going to try and position this a little bit differently so I don't have like the seams lining up there. I just want it to be a little bit, look a little bit more random. So somewhere around there, right? So I'm going to put my Stamp and Seal down. Oh, this side. I just realized I had the wrong side. Okay. So yeah, you can do this with any of your DSPs. It's a great way to use up your scraps and easy layout. Let's see, how much room do I have? Again, I'm trying to avoid having the lines line up, but it may not work out in this case because I have to, I want to use this little piece here. Actually, you know what? I should switch that out because that's also gold and it's the exact same pattern. I wonder if I, oh, no. What did I originally have? Maybe I'll use this side. Yeah. Okay, so let's use this side. I'm going to use my silicone mat to apply the tape, so then I won't get any excess tape because the mat will resist any tape being adhered to it. So I'm going to line this up right with the edge. There we go. So is anybody going anywhere for March break? That was the other thing I was thinking about, March break plans. We didn't go anywhere last year, but I'm considering it this year. It would be nice to just go somewhere hot and sunny and relax and not do anything. When we went to Japan in August, it was really, really busy. It was go, go, go every single day, and we were on our feet all the time. So I think it would be nice for a change of pace to just sit on a beach. Hi Sue, thank you. I'm glad you love this card. It's really easy. I think you know we can. I think I might try it with like some other DSP. I've got a whole pile of other DSP where I have scraps that really need to be used, and this would be a great way to use them up. And it looks really cute, really pretty. Easy to decorate together with, whatever coordinating stamp set goes with it, the paper, or you could do something completely different like I did with this card where I used the Fluffiest Friends. I'll just add a little bit. There. All right. Perfect. All right, so now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to take my paper trimmer and trim off all the excess. So let me just move all these little scraps out of the way. So that's why I wanted to make sure I didn't have like all the sticky stuff on the back side here, because when I put it through the paper trimmer, I didn't want all the adhesive getting stuck in my blade and stuff. So, all right. I know you can't see the bottom. Okay, so let's do it this way. You can't see the bottom of my trimmer, so we'll do it this way up. And I'm just going to line up the edge of my mat with the middle of the, what do you call this? This groove. That's what I want to say. Okay. And let's trim it all off. There we go. That's one side, and then I'm going to trim, let's do this side. And again, I'm just eyeballing it to line up my mat with the groove. And just trimming off all the excess here. and it's like magic when you turn it over. Doesn't that look great? Alright, so now is the easy part of just adhering it to your mat. So you can change it up to, you know, make a larger border. It's totally up to you. I decided only to just give it a 1/16 of an inch border around. There we go. All right, so this goes on the front of our card now. So let's add some more Stamp and Seal. Oops. Oh, let's not put that on upside down. Oh, I can see there's like a little bit of fuzzy edge. Might be time to change my paper trimmer blade. So let me just make sure they're all flat. There we go. All right, so there's our card base. That's done. So now let's make our beaver. Okay. So this should be dry now, and I can start coloring. So I'm going to do my his little cute little heart first, and I'm going to do that in a real red to match. I'm going to use the finest tip here, which is actually this end, I find, not the other one, and just fill that in first so I don't accidentally color it in with another color. I gotta take off my glasses. It's easier to see. Oops. There's a line. All right, mostly successful. Okay, so for the tail, then the feet and the hands, I used dark and light crumb cake. So I'm just going to do the shading. Let me move these out of the way. I'm going to do the shading in dark. So I just add, wherever I see the lines here, I'm just going to add some dark crumb cake. And right along the edge of the tail here. Okay, and then I'll color the rest in the light crumb cake. So it's best to work quickly so that you can easily blend the colors, because once they've dried, it takes more ink to kind of moisten them up again and get them to blend properly. There we go. Oh, and I did his nose in the light crumb cake. All right, now for his body, I'm going to use pecan pie. So this one's the dark, so I'm going to do dark first. That's what I usually do. And I'm going to do his face first so that I can concentrate on getting it done first. Because I found that trying to do the whole body at once, it was, the blending was not going as well. So I'm just going to do his face. Just adding dark around the edges where I see the lines. And now I'm going over with the light. I heard somebody say one time, you know, they didn't know where to add the shading, and then somebody told them that you kind of think of the black lines where the stamped image has put them, like along the edges here where the fur is, where it shows the fur, to think of them as color me here lines. So I kind of use those as guidelines as where to add my shading. There we go. So I'm going to color in right in the middle. This is, and I have to do his hands. I almost forgot to do his hands. All right, so before I forget his hands, I'm going to get the light crumb cake again. Okay, back to dark pecan pie. Just double checking that I'm using the right color. I did start coloring, was it yesterday? Yeah, I think I started coloring with the wrong color, absolutely the wrong color on something. And I didn't realize it until I'd already put the pen to paper, which was, almost gave me a heart attack. Okay, I'm going to do the dark on this side quickly. Pretty sure there's some comments popping up, but I can't read them right now because I don't have my glasses on, and I'm like, oops, I didn't do his shading. I'm just trying to finish the coloring before the ink dries. Too much. There we go. All right, I'm gonna put my glasses again. All right. Oh, you want to know how? Sandra wants to know how pecan pie compares to the cinnamon cider. I have both, actually. I can show you. Let me cut him out, and then I'll use the scrap to show you what color, what the colors look like side by side. Okay. Let me get this emboss machine, and I will need the die. To cut this little guy out. Whoops, I need to take off the top plate. So for those of you who were at my customer appreciation party, you already saw this little guy. And I gave everybody a tiny little pad of post-it note to use for positioning their dies and sticking them on. As part of their gift. Yeah, so everybody got like little gifts at my party, and I just included, you know, a little mini post-it note as part of it, amongst some treats to enjoy. And oh, Miss Sandra, did you make the here we go, he's so cute, the kit there? I included one of the projects from the latest kit, Painted Wishes. I think it's really nice. No stamping involved. Really easy to put together. As well as 2 make and takes, and can't remember what else. I think that was it. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to use this leftover piece here to show you. Let me get the pecan pie out. All right, so here's pecan pie. No, wait, this is cinnamon cider, right? Yes, cinnamon cider, and here's the pecan pie. So I'll put, this is, let's go with light first. So this is light, dark, cinnamon ciders, and then this is the pecan pies. Okay, so that's cinnamon cider. I think it has a more warm tone to it. It's more of has a bit more of a, not red, but you know what I mean? Like it's a warmer tone, which is this, the pecan pie is more of a brown, cooler tone, I think. I don't know if you can see the difference very well, depending on your, I guess, the monitor that you're looking at, but that's basically the difference. So, yeah, so there we go. All right. So my beaver's cut out, but I need my sentiment now. So I did set aside a piece of black and have a scrap piece of paper to put my embossing powder on. Okay, so there's no one quite like you. Let's see if I already, did I put this away already? I think I did. Yeah. Okay, so here's the sentiment. I've got to get my block. This is big enough. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to get my Versamark. Sandra, you ate all the chocolates. Well, you know, they were small. They're really not that big. So, all right, so let's put on some Versamark here. Oh, before I do anything else, I'm going to take the embossing buddy and make sure there's no static on my piece of paper. So then I know that excess powder won't stick in spots that I don't want it to stick to. Okay. I'm just trying to line it up with the edge, so there we go. I hope that's not too close. All right, well, we'll find out in a second. Oh, I forgot my white. Just a second. It's a little bit crooked, but I'm not too bad. All right. Let me just put away the powder. And I'm gonna bring my heat gun. So I think I'm gonna use my tweezers to hold this because it can get kind of hot. I want the reverse ones actually. They're easier. I might accidentally drop it if I use the regular ones. Let's hold it this way. All right. I love white on black. It looks like magic when it embosses. Okay, so I'm going to trim this down with my trimmer so that it's right up close to the letters. Sandra, you're saying the blends colors look different after they dried. You're totally right, and I'll probably, actually what I'll do is I'll bring that piece of paper back after I'm done and you can take another look at it. See if it looks much different. There we go. Okay, so I think I have all my pieces, and oh no, I don't. I need a piece of crumb cake for the background. So it's just a very slight background. I actually had I tried it with a larger white piece, and it just didn't look right. There was too much empty space, and I didn't want to add any more hearts to it, so I decided to use a smaller circle instead. Oops. Remember, is it this one or this one? That one. All right, so I need a piece of crumb cake. Let me find a piece of scrap crumb cake. Where did I put my crumb cake? Let's see if I have a big piece. That one's not big enough. There we go. This one should be big enough. And we'll cut a little background for him. I also have some twine back here, but it's not the linen thread. I really like linen thread. But I used I think it's the Baker's Twine pack. I still have some left, and I have none of my linen thread left, so I have to wait till my next order to get some more. All right. There we go. I just find that the linen thread it's just the right texture and the right thickness, and it looks really good with a lot of different projects. I could have used gold here, but I just felt like there was a lot of gold already, and because it's a beaver, I wanted to use something more natural. So let me just get the twine packet. Yeah, so this is the Baker's Twine. Oh, Sandra, I said I would show you this piece of paper again. Okay, so I don't know if it looks any different when it's dried. Again, cinnamon cider here and pecan pie over here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure there's much difference right now, but I can definitely see the difference. It's not a huge difference, but it's definitely a warmer versus a cooler color set. I'm going to put glue on the back of the beaver to put him on to my circle. Okay, now because my sentiment is sitting on top of his legs, I know there's a slight difference in height because there's already a layer of paper. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use glue dots, so then it will adhere nicely. You could use glue. I'm sure that nobody actually notices. That's just me though. I just want to be able to see that dot. I want to put it right here. putting it on upside down, so I don't know how I'm going to get this glue dot off without having to touch it. Okay. It is reality crafting. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, so now I'm just going to tie my ribbon. I'm going to adhere it on the back. I'm going to tie it on my spool first. I like to do that so that I know that if I make a mistake in the length that I can just untie it and start again without having to waste any of my twine. Yeah, I think you can get away with using your cinnamon cider for a while, especially for coloring. Like, unless you're doing like a big thing, and it's like really important to match it somewhere. I don't know, but you probably use the cinnamon cider. Okay, I think I want these a little bit longer. I need the loops a little bit longer so they'll stick out. I'm just gonna double check back here. Okay, so my end is not going to be quite, the one end is not going to be quite so long, but that's okay. I think it's okay. And I'm going to use a glue dot for this. And a lot of the times I will use half a glue dot, but this is going behind it, so it's okay. Because I don't normally want the glue dot to show. Because you can see when it's linen thread, it's even thinner, right? So then if I didn't use half a glue dot, this whole glue dot, you could see like the edges of the glue dot sticking out. So, but this is going behind it, so you won't see it at all. Okay. So I'm just turning it over so the glue dot faces up, and I'm gonna put it on like this so I can see what I'm doing, where it's gonna go. I think that's a little too far up, so I'm going to just peel it off and bring it down a little bit. So I can't see this. There we go. Alright, so now I'll put some dimensionals on the back. Let's bring back our card. Here we go. And I'm just going to put, what's this? Make sure that's sticking out. There you go. And that's the card today. I think I don't usually do the insides on my live, but it was pretty easy. I mean, I just took the love you sentiment and I stamped it inside. But that's our card today. So I think they look cute together. You know, I always like, I was thinking that the most adoring, what is it, this DSP again? I always forget the name. Most adored DSP was a little bit like more fancy because it's like gold and everything, but I don't know. I really like Mr. Beaver with his, you know, cute little heart there. I think he looks cute with this. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and you'll be inspired to go use your scraps and make some great cards with it. So have a great week, everybody. I will see you next week for This or That Thursday. Thanks for joining in. Have a great day.